Good evening, everyone. This is Robert. RJL Network presents another exciting edition of Inside Pitch. The 2016 Pennant race is on the air. Today's date is September 1st, 2016. We are at Citi Field for a big matchup in the National League East between the Miami Marlins and the New York Mets. The pennant race is done a little differently. The final month of the season, none of the games are pre-scheduled, as I will usually go ahead and choose the best game that will be coming up pretty much after the game before. So no games are pre-scheduled. I will be making game schedule decisions as soon as after I take a look at the standings. It's still one game per 3 days of baseball. However, we go all the way to the final week of September. So the final week of September is starts on the 26th for the final week of the 2016 season. On that day is when we go to one game per 1 day of baseball, the final week, to try to get as much playoff implication games in as possible. No, I'm not doing any more doubleheaders, guys. It just takes too much out of me. But that is how the pennant race begins. And of course, during the pennant race, I do show the standings before today's game. Brian B. is first to join us here at Citi Field. Let's take a look at the standings real quick. In the National League East, the Washington Nationals are 79-54. They have a 7-win lead on the Marlins. They should win this division very shortly. The Marlins are only one game ahead of the Mets. So tonight's game is huge for this matchup, as the Mets trying to get into second place. You've got to get to win. You got to be the top two teams in each division. The Chicago Cubs in the National League Central are running away with it, 89-43. And right now, this team should clinch the division probably within 10 baseball days. The Pirates, however, are 71-60. But here come the Cardinals. The Cardinals are now only 2.5 back of the Pirates, as the Brewers have now dropped to 65-68, and they are now in fourth. It's a two-horse race in the National League's West. The San Francisco Giants have 80 wins, the Dodgers 77 wins. So right now the Giants are hot, the Dodgers are not. As you can tell right here and now, the Giants have a 3-game lead on the Dodgers. In the American League East, the Boston Red Sox are 79-54. They have a 5-win lead on the Blue Jays, who are in second. The Orioles still right there. They're only 2 back. The New York Yankees are not officially out of it, but right now they trail the Blue Jays by 6 games, as they are 68-64. The American League Central, the Cleveland Indians were running away with this division, but suddenly they've been having a little struggles. The Detroit Tigers at 71-62 are only 6 back. The Kansas City Royals, not officially out. They only trail the Tigers by 5 wins. But right now, the Royals are under 500. The American League West, the Texas Rangers, 72-62, lead that division. 4 wins over the Mariners, 5 over the Astros. The Astros are only 1 behind the Mariners for second. So we got 2 pretty good division races and 4 very good races for second place. So we'll see what this month will come out to be as we get ready for some very important baseball as we begin to wind down the 2016 season. The Mets on the board have a record of 3 wins and 2 losses, where the Marlins have a record of 2 wins and 1 loss. So this is a very important game for both these teams, at least on the board. As a member, board record is the first tiebreaker. The Marlins historically won this game 6-4. They had 10 hits and an error. The Mets had 9 hits and no errors. Remember also, this is the month of September. September call-ups have now been done. So now every baseball team now has a lot more players than they did before. It's no longer the 25-man rosters. It's now up to about 30, some at 35. And so now we may see some players that, depending on what's happening in the game, you may see some players that you didn't expect to see, and maybe a rookie here and there coming up. So that is the state of the season as we now approach the pennant race of 2016. And so we are all set and ready to go for tonight's matchup. Let's see what we got. Starting pitcher for the New York Mets tonight is Jacob deGrom. We've seen him before. 7 wins, 8 losses, no saves, a 3.04 ERA. He had 143 strikeouts and 36 walks, not one of deGrom's better seasons. We are at Citi Field. Citi Field is a pitcher's park. 130 home runs, only a 236 batting average. So Citi Field, not many home runs were hit there in 2016, which means tonight we'll probably have like 10 of them. Who knows? Inside pitch has been a little wonky lately, but that doesn't mean the game is not accurate. You're just getting some pretty good games. So we have a good matchup tonight. The Marlins and the Mets. Mets chasing the Marlins for second place, 1 game behind. Who will come out on top? Let's find out, I guess. Let's go to the top of the first. Leading off for the Marlins, second baseman deGrom, 268 average, a homer, and 14 RBIs. We're going to use orange, white, and blue dice. Mets are the home team. The fans here at Citi Field know what's at stake. Marlins and the Mets, let's get this 2016 pennant race underway. deGrom, 4-4. That's a walk plus, and that's not a good way to do it. If you're deGrom, that's an automatic walk on a 2. And the first thing he do will walk deGrom. So that is the first walk given up by deGrom. And the next batter will be the right fielder, Ichiro Suzuki, greatest Japanese player in baseball history. 291 average, a homer, 22 RBIs. No Shohei Ohtani, you got a long way to go yet. Gordon had 30 stolen bases, and that is a 20, but deGrom has no pickoffs. deGrom will pitch. 5-3, strikeout, 19 is high. Suzuki, 5-2, and against the righty, Suzuki will go ahead and smack a double into center field. Will that score Gordon? Base running 3, double to center plus 2, a 1-5. Gordon will score, and he will. And just like that, the Marlins are on the board, 1-0. Section 518 groans. So a double by Ichiro Suzuki will go ahead and get him on second base. Vita Productions joins us here at Citi Field. Next batter will be the third baseman, Martin Prado. 305 average, 8 homers, 75 RBIs. Ain't nothing wrong with those stats at all. Strategy roll, nothing on the 16. deGrom will pitch. deGrom, 3-3. That is a range play. Prado, 2-1. That's a fly ball hit to right field. Going after it is Jay Bruce. Not that great out there. His range is a 2, and he won't get it. And that's going to be a single for Prado. Suzuki, base running rating of 3. A single to right plus 1. A 1-4. Suzuki will score, and he will. So Prado gets an RBI single, and it is now 2-0 in favor of the Marlins. Stadium and Section 518 groan. Woodman 564 joins us here at Citi Field. Next up will be Christian Yelich. He's in center field for this game. A 298 average, 21 homers, 98 RBIs. Still nobody out in the top of the first, and already the Marlins are already giving deGrom a headache. Strategy, nothing on the 18. deGrom, 5-1, strikeout 7. He'll get Yelich. First strikeout for Jacob. 2016 was not one of his better years. Next batter will be the left fielder, Jeff Francoeur. He started the season with the Atlanta Braves. He is now on the Marlins. 254 average, 7 homers, 34 RBIs in 16. And that is a 2. And is a, let's see, you got a hit and run, -1. Nope, nothing happening. deGrom will pitch. 2-4, strikeout 16. That will miss. Francoeur, 2-2. That's a ground ball to third. 2, 3, 4. Second base, pivot floor is 0, 1-4. And they got it. Side retired. They'll get out of it. So a 5-4-3 double play, but 2 runs on 2 hits and a walk. And already the Marlins are up 2-0. Coruscant joins us here at Citi Field. What do you mean you hope both teams lose? You guys in the chat better be rooting for my Mets. Or I'll block dragging all of you. Bottom of the first, starting pitcher for the Miami Marlins tonight, Jose Urena. First time we're seeing him, and he was pretty much a call-up in 2016. 4 wins, 9 losses, save, a 6.13 ERA, 58 strikeouts, and 23 walks. Jeremy Brooks joins us here at Citi Field. Well, let's see if the Mets can get any of these runs back. Leading off will be Jose Reyes. He is at shortstop tonight. 267 average, 8 homers, 24 RBIs. Urena with the pitch. 1-1. That's a range play. Reyes, 1-3. Single into center field, but a range play for Christian Yelich. His range is a 3. That is a 5, and that'll be a base hit. So Reyes will go ahead and get a single to lead off for the Mets. So he will hold at first base, and that'll bring up the Grandy man, Curtis Granderson. He is in center field tonight for the Mets. 237 average, 30 homers, 59 RBIs in 16. So let's see. Reyes had 9 stolen bases, and he is not going to have any here. Urena will go ahead and pitch. Urena, 4-4, strikeout 9, and he will get him. He'll strike him out. First strikeout for Urena. And the next batter will be Kelly Johnson. He is at third base tonight. 247 average, 10 homers, 34 RBIs. Only time you root for the Mets if Bartolo Colon is up the bat. Hey, then you must have loved his home run in 2016. One of the greatest home runs ever hit, and I don't care what anybody says. Strategy roll. Nothing on the 13. Urena, 3-4. That's a pitcher result, and that 5 is going to be an out. And it's going to be a fly ball to right field. And Ichiro will go ahead and get there. 2 down. 2 down. And that'll bring up the right fielder, Jay Bruce. Bruce started the season with the Cincinnati Reds. He is now on the Mets. 250 average, 33 homers, 99 RBIs. In 16, not the best average, but I'll take the 33 homers. Strategy roll. And that is a 3, but Reyes is not going. Urena will go ahead and pitch. Urena, 3-3, strikeout 6, swing and a miss. Struck him out, and that will retire the side. Second strikeout for Urena. No runs and a hit, and it remains 2-0 in favor of the Fish. Top of the second inning. Leading off for the Fish will be the first baseman, Xavier Scruggs. Definitely a September call-up. A 210 average, a homer, and 5 RBIs. Only played in 24 games for the Marlins that year. deGrom with the pitch. 1-5, strikeout. The 20 is high. Scruggs, 2-3. Fly ball left field, and that will be Michael Conforto coming in to get it. Next up is the catcher, Jeff Mathis, a 238 average, 2 homers, 15 RBIs. Remember, we are in September, so now you can see a few weird lineups. And no, I do not change lineups at all. It's still as played. And the reason why I do it, sometimes you get that nobody that gets a big, that becomes a hero later in the month. deGrom, 6-3, strikeout 3, swing and a miss, struck him out. Second strikeout for the deGrominator. And now we'll see the shortstop, Adeiny Hechavarria, 236 average, 3 homers, 38 RBIs. deGrom, 6-1, strikeout 4. Yep, he got him. Swing and a miss, steal, right out. And that is a 1-2-3 inning for deGrom. We will go to the bottom of the second. Timeout on the field for 1 quick second. Right. Okay. Kemi Poo joins us here at Citi Field. This must be 2016 and not 2023, but Jake's arm is not broken, so this game must be a long time ago. It is 2016 there, Kemi Poo. You are very well correct. Bottom of the second inning, and leading off for the Mets will be Wilmer Flores. He is at second base for tonight's game. Not his best position. 267 average, 16 homers, 49 RBIs in 16. Urena will go ahead and pitch. 4-6, range play at the park. Citi Field, 2-3, and that's a fly ball to left field. That ball is hit to Jeff Francoeur. His range is a 3, and that is a 2, and he will get out into there, and he will make the play, 1 out. Nice play by Francoeur. And now we will see the left fielder, Michael Conforto, 220 average, 12 homers, 42 RBIs. This is when Conforto really started cooling off for the Mets. Urena, 5-4, strikeout, and he got him. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Strikeout number 3 for Urena. I still think Jose Urena can be a solid pitcher. He just needs the right team to be on and the right pitching coach. Next batter is the first baseman, James Loney. 265 average, 9 homers, 34 RBIs in 16. Urena, he will pitch. 4-1, hit by pitch. 10, yep, he plunked him. Ouch. He will go ahead and hit Loney on a hit batter. And that will bring up the pitcher, Jacob deGrom. Can he help himself? A 143 average and 2 RBIs in 16. Yes, this is 2016. Pitchers still bat here in the National League. Strategy roll, and nothing happening on the 9. Urena, 4-3 against the lefty. It's a blank. deGrom, 3-4, and that is a fly to left. And that will be Francoeur getting to that. And he will make the catch. Nothing across except the hit batter. 2-0 Marlins after 2. As the Mets trail the Marlins right now by only 1 game for second in the National League East. But these games are important, especially the board games. You got to get wins on the board. Those tiebreakers can make a big difference. Leading off for the Marlins will be the pitcher, Jose Urena. He does not have his own hitting card, so he will use the Miami pitcher's card. 156 average and RBI on the card. deGrom will go ahead and pitch. 1-2, strikeout, 11, swing and a miss, struck him out. And that is strikeout number 4 for deGrom, as he gets Urena easily there. Next up is Gordon. Gordon walked his first time up. deGrom, 6-4, error on a throw. Gordon, 1-2. That's going to be a base hit to left field. So Gordon will go ahead and hit the left. Will stay at first base. There won't be a throwing error, and that will be a single for Gordon. So once again, Gordon gets on the base. And that'll bring up Ichiro. Ichiro got a double his first time up. Texag 75 joins us here at Citi Field. A 17-14 game today. Both starters at over 60 yards. Really? Wow, that was that in 1970? That's a crazy game. You get a few of those once in a while, of course. So now infield a double play depth. Gordon at 30 stolen bases. And that's a 20. He's not going anywhere, but deGrom has got no pickoff ratings. So deGrom will concentrate on Ichiro. deGrom, 2-4, strikeout 18, not happening. Ichiro, 4-5, and against the righty, that is a ground ball right back to deGrom. Let's see if he can turn it. 1-1. And you do not get the infield depth rating when it's hit to the pitcher. This only occurs when it's hit to the first, second, or actually hit to second, third, and short. So here's a 1. Now deGrom is a +1, but it's hit back to the pitcher, which is an automatic -1. You still check the pivot rating, and that is the shortstop, and it will be Reyes. It's a 0. So the only way they get a double play is on a 1. They won't get it. The throw is going to go to first because Gordon actually has enough speed to beat a 2. So deGrom's only play was the first base, 2 down. But Gordon will move up. Doug Hunt joins us here at Citi Field. Next up is Prado. He got a base hit his first time up. Anything for Strat? Gordon? Ooh, he does get the steal sign to go to third, but he will stay put. You're already in scoring position, so they will not send Gordon. deGrom will pitch to Prado. deGrom, 3-5, strikeout. The 16 is high. Prado, 4-6, and against the righty, it's a fly ball to right field. And it will be Bruce getting to that. And he will make the catch. No runs and a hit for the Marlins. And we'll go to the bottom of the third. Already the Marlins lead 2-0 here at Citi Field as we start the 2016 pennant race. Can you believe it? We are already in the pennant race, which means the postseason is around the corner. Jose Reyes will start for the Mets in the bottom of the third. Urena, a 2-2 against the switch left. That's a home run result against the righty. Reyes needs a 6. The 18 is too high. Reyes, 4-6, but he will get a base hit. He'll slap it past third, and the Mets will get a leadoff man on. That's the second time that Reyes has led off the inning with a single. Next up is the Grandy man. He's 0-for-1, infield double play. Reyes not going anywhere. Urena will go ahead and pitch. Urena, 5-3 against the lefty. That is a blank. Granderson, 3-1, ground ball to first. Can they turn the double play? 2-2-2. Shortstop pivot. Hechavarria, 0, a 1 or a 2. It's a double play. They will get it. 2 outs. 3-6-3 double play as Granderson hits it right to Scruggs, who throws it over to Hechavarria and then back to Scruggs. And that's a way to kill a rally here for the Mets. 2 away now. The batter is Johnson. And Johnson's 0-for-1. So right now, Urena getting help from the defense. Urena, 5-4, strikeout 1, swing and a miss, steer right out, and the inning is over. And that is strikeout number 4 for Urena. No runs and a hit for the Marlins. I'm sorry, for the Mets. 2-0 Marlins after 3. As now the games become even bigger here on the network, as we are now in the pennant race. Christian Yelich leads off for the Fish. He's 0-for-1. The good news is about me and the Mets and the Marlins, I'll say this. If anything, one of these two teams should get in the postseason. So I'll either have my Mets in there or my Marlins will get in there. One of these two teams should get in. Although the Marlins did collapse and finish under 500 in 2016, will that happen in the network? deGrom, 6-1, strikeout. The 13 is high. Yelich, 3-6, and it's a ground out to short. And Reyes will take care of that. 1 down. Next batter is Francoeur, and he's 0-for-1. deGrom, a 1-3, strikeout 4, swing and a miss, struck him out. That will be strikeout number 5 for deGrom, 2 away. Next up is Scruggs. Scruggs is 0-for-1. You sure you weren't playing a football game? That's what I thought. I thought he was playing a football game. deGrom, 4-6, range play at the park. Citi Field, 5-5. That's a single plus to left field, but it's a range play from Michael Conforto. His range is a 3. That is a 3. He'll go ahead and take a single out there from Scruggs. Take away a single from Scruggs. A great play by Conforto. That is a web gem, and that will also end the inning. 1, 2, 3, go the Fish. Bottom of the 4th coming up. Leading off for the Mets will be Jay Bruce, and he is 0-for-1. I actually did not mind the acquisition of Jay Bruce in 2016 from the Reds. I didn't mind it. I actually thought Bruce was going to help the team better. But the 2016 Mets really were a mediocre team that actually made the postseason. Urena, 4-5, error on a throw. Bruce, 3-4. That's a fly out to center, and that will be handled by Yelich. And that will be out number 1. Of course, there is not going to be a throwing error. Next up, Flores. He's 0 for 1. Urena so far pitching very well. Urena 3-1 against the righty. Strikeout plus. That is a 1. So the ball was way outside, and Flores swung at it anyway. Struck him out. And that is strikeout number 5 for Urena. And now here's Conforto. Conforto is 0 for 1. Urena sets up with the deal. Urena 3-5. Wild pitch. Ball 1. 2-2. Against the lefty. Home run result against the righty. Conforto needs a 13. That is a 10. And the Mets are on the board. And that was hit pretty well, too. Kaboom! High, deep, and gone. Home run, Michael Conforto. Stadium and Section 518 cheer. Yay! And that'll go ahead and get the Mets on the board. It is now 2-1 as Conforto goes ahead, as Urena pitched him an absolute meatball, and Conforto turns that into lasagna. And the next batter will be Loney. He got hit by a pitch his first time up. But now a 2-1 ball game. Urena 6-1. That is a home run chance. Lefty 1-7. The 3 is good. Against the righty, Loney needs an 8. Do the Mets go back to back? Barely, but they will, because that is an 8. Kaboom! That ball is high. That ball is at deep to right field. Going back for it is Ichiro. He's at the track. He's at the wall. He leaps. But the ball's about a foot over his glove and into the bullpen. Home run, James Loney. This game is tied. Stadium and Section 518 cheer. Yay! So Conforto and Loney go back to back, and we got a tie ball game. And that'll bring up d'Arnaud, and that will bring up d'Arnaud. And d'Arnaud is 0 for 1. 2 outs here, bottom of the 3rd, but now we got a tie game. Urena 1-5, strikeout. The 15 is high. d'Arnaud 2-5, and that's a base hit past short, and d'Arnaud keeps the inning going. So a single for him. And now we'll see if deGrom can help his own cause. He's 0 for 1. Strategy roll for d'Arnaud, and he's not doing anything. He had no stolen bases, so he will stay put. Urena will go ahead and pitch. 4-6. That's a range play at the park. deGrom, Citi Field. 5-2. And that is a ground ball to short. That ball is hit to Hechavarria. His range is a 4. That is a 3. Hechavarria will take care of it, and he will throw to first to get deGrom. And that will end the inning. 2 runs on 3 hits. A solo bomb by Conforto and a solo bomb by Loney right next to him. We're tied at 2 after 3. In this very big game between the Marlins and the Mets, as the Mets are only 1 game back of the Marlins for second in the NL East. Remember, top 2 teams in the division will make the postseason. Actually, in the top of the 5th, right? Yeah. We go to the top of the 5th. And let's see what we got here. Leading off for the Marlins will be Jeff Mathis. And he is 0 for 1. I mean, it says both teams can't lose. Got to keep it close, right? Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much, right? deGrom will go ahead and deal. deGrom, 2-2, strikeout 12. He got Mathis, struck him out, and that is his 6th. So deGrom goes ahead and strikes out Mathis. And now Hechavarria comes up, and he's 0 for 1. deGrom with the deal. 1-4. Home run chance. Righty. 1-4. The 11 is too high. Hechavarria 3-6, and that is a ground out to second base. And Flores is up with it. and he will toss it over for the second out. Next batter is the pitcher, Jose Urena, and I want to see he can pitch to 23 batters before he tires. So I want to see something here. He can pitch 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Yeah, they'll let him bat. So Urena will come ahead and bat. deGrom with the pitch. deGrom, 2-6, strikeout 16, swing and a miss, right out, and the inning is over. Strikeout number 7 for deGrom, and 1, 2, 3 go the fish. We'll go to the bottom of inning number 5. Top of the order for the NYM, here is Jose Reyes, and he got 2 singles today. He is 2 for 2. Urena, he will pitch. Urena, 6-5 against the switch left. That is a blank. Reyes, 3-3, and that is a ground out to third. And up with it is Prado, and he will toss it over for the out, 1 down. 1 out. Here's the Grandy man, and he's 0 for 2. Urena with the pitch. Urena, 3-5, wild pitch, ball 1. 5-3 against the lefty. That is a blank. The Grandy man, 4-2, and that's a ground out to second base. And D. Gordon, he will collect it and toss it over, 2 away. Next up is Johnson. Johnson is 0 for 2. Urena with the pitch. 5-6, that is a blank. Johnson, 5-2, fly out center field. And Yelich will get to that one and retire the side. And that's a good comeback inning for Urena. 3 up, 3 down, 2-2 score after 5. Pretty much a rapidly moving ball game so far. We're already in the top of the 6th. And also at the top of the order for the Marlins, D. Gordon leads off. He is 1 for 1, a single and a walk. deGrom, he still has plenty left in the tank. deGrom with the pitch. 5-3, strikeout 6, and he got Gordon. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Strikeout number 8 for deGrom, 1 out. As he gets that done. So since giving up 2 runs on 2 hits in the first, deGrom's only allowed 1 hit. Here's Ichiro. Ichiro, 1 for 2, a double. Best Japanese player in baseball history. So for those that think Shohei Ohtani is better than Ichiro, not quite yet. deGrom, 6-1, strikeout 7. That will miss. Ichiro, 3-4, and that's a ground ball to second base. Up with it is Flores. He will get that and toss it over for the second out. And now Prado. Prado, 1 for 2 with a single. deGrom will go ahead and deal. deGrom, 4-4. Walk plus that 7 will walk him. And Prado will trot to first. So he does allow a 2-out walk. And that is the second walk issued by deGrom. That brings up the dangerous Yelich. Yelich 0 for 2. And Yelich right now, in my opinion, belongs in the Hall of the Very Good. I'm not putting him in the Hall of Fame just yet. But Christian Yelich is in the Hall of the Very Good right now. He can definitely play. Scooney 007 joins us here at Citi Field. Prado had 2 stolen bases. He's not getting any here. deGrom, 6-3, strikeout 18 is high. Yelich, 6-4, and that is a ground ball to short. Up with it is Reyes. He will take his time and toss it over to second to get Prado. He'll go the short way and end the inning. Nothing across except a walk as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Yes, Scooney, already in the 6th inning. A rapidly moving ball game so far. And a very important game so far. Bottom of the 6th, Urena can pitch to 3 more before he tires. Jay Bruce will lead off for the Mets. He's 0 for 2. Marlins and Mets tied at 2. Bottom of the 6th inning here at Citi Field. Our first game of the 2016 pennant race. Urena, 3-4. That's a pitcher result. That 8 will be an out. And it'll be a fly ball hit to center. And Yelich will get to that. And he will make the catch for out number 1. Next up is Flores. Flores is 0 for 2. Actually, Urena can pitch to 2 batters before he tires, but they're going to let him go here. Urena will go ahead and pitch. Urena, 2-2 against the righty. That's a blank. Flores, 6-6, fly out center field again. And once there is Yelich, and he'll make the catch for the out. Now the batter is Conforto. Urena is now tired. He did give up a homer to Conforto his last time up. Conforto 1 for 2. And they're going to let Urena pitch to see if he can get out of the inning. Fans here at Citi Field would like to see Conforto smack another one. Urena, 4-6. Range play at the park. Citi Field, 3-5. And that is a blank. We will have a rare play instead. So rare plays, base is empty. 11. Hitter fouls one off his foot. Injury check for hitter. Ouch. Well, Conforto's injury rating is a 3. That is a 3, and there is no need to roll because that is a game-ending injury right there for him automatically. So the Mets just lost Michael Conforto for the rest of the game, and this inning will have to continue. So we have to bring in a new player here, and he was in left field. So Conforto out. So let's see who we're going to bring in. And let's see who I want to go with. And no. What, he was in left field? Yeah, we'll bring in him. Coming to go ahead and take over in left field, and for an injured player, I can pretty much bring in anybody. It's going to be Yoenis Cespedes, 280 average, 31 homers, 86 RBIs. He will take over in left field, and he has the same arm rating, so I don't need to change the arm, and he actually is better in left field. So if the Mets make the postseason, Cespedes will likely be put there. Still 2 outs, bottom of the 6th, tied at 2. So now Conforto is out, Cespedes is in. Urena will pitch to him. Urena, 1-4, strikeout 2. He'll get Cespedes, and that will retire the side. A nice job by Urena in probably his last inning of work. Nothing across except an injured player, and after 6, we're still tied at 2. I have the dice clock going. Yeah, right? Sometimes these games go pretty quick. I also don't have that many people watching the night's game. I guess some people I guess other people have lives. Good. They should have lives. Instead of watching somebody roll dice and move cards all over a board. Oh, that's you guys too, I guess, right? Top of the 7th, leading off for the Marlins will be Jeff Francoeur, and he is 0 for 2 as Baseball with Demos joins us here at Citi Field. deGrom, he can pitch to 3 more batters before he tires. We're tied at 2. deGrom, 5-3, strikeout 10. He will get Francoeur. Struck him out. And that is strikeout number 9 for the deGrominator. 1 out. Next batter is Xavier Scruggs, but now that we're in the 7th inning, and usually if I see fringe players, I usually do bring in much better batters. So let me see what I want to do here. Although he's very good at the position of first base. And I'm not going to use Talise because he's the other cat. He wouldn't make any sense. So, And who would take over at first? Let's see. He's got great range, though. It's only a 2-2 game. I'm just wondering here. What do I want to do with Scruggs? I'm going to take him out. Xavier Scruggs is going to come out of the game. Coming in to pinch hit for Scruggs is going to be Marcell Ozuna. 266 average, 23 homers, 76 RBIs. Taking over at first base will be Chris Johnson. So timeout for a change here as Johnson will now come over and play first. Still not bad at the position. So Chris Johnson will come in and play first base, but Marcell Ozuna will bat. So one out here. Top of the seventh inning, tied at 2. No, Brian, we're not feeling this Sunday. It's back with Bill Swift and the Giants. Bill Swift? Wait a minute. Is Baseball Demos doing a Bill Swift game? Oh, somebody's got to let Steeler fan know that Dave has got Bill Swift on the mound. I know Steeler fan will not want to miss that game. I will make sure he knows. deGrom with the pitch. deGrom, 6-1, strikeout 12. That's high. Ozuna, 6-6. That's a fly ball, hit the right field. And that's going to be Bruce over there. And he'll make the catch for out number 2. Remember also, September call-ups are on, so the rosters are a little bit larger. Next batter will be Mathis. He'll hit. Mathis is 0 for 2. Saturday is Royals versus Yankees at Shea. Oh, looking forward to that. deGrom will go ahead and pitch to Mathis. deGrom, 5-4 against the righty, strikeout plus, swing and a miss. Strikeout, and the inning is over. Strikeout number 10 for deGrom, and a 1-2-3 inning. Go the Marlins. And deGrom is now tired, but we are at the 7th inning stretch. Sing, take me out to the ball game. I'll be right back. Don't forget, we got 10-minute ticker coming up after tonight's game. Our next game will be tomorrow night. It will be September 4th. And we're going to stay in the National League as we're going to go from Citi Field to the friendly confines of Wrigley Field for a very big matchup between the San Francisco Giants and the Chicago Cubs. The Giants right now are 2.5 games ahead of the Dodgers in the National League West. The Chicago Cubs are running away with the National League Central, but it's a big matchup still for both teams. Johnny Cueto will go for the Giants, and John Lackey will go for the Cubs. So a very important matchup tomorrow night for September 4th. The Giants and the Cubs at the friendly confines of Wrigley Field. We will stay in the National League for another game. Bottom of the 7th coming up. Leading off for the Mets will be James Loney. He got a home run his last time up. He's 1 for 1. Also got hit by a pitch. That's going to be it for Urena, as the Marlins will go to the bullpen. They got left, right, and probably a switch hitter for deGrom. And I think they're going to go with a lefty here in this case. So let's see who the Marlins will bring up. And coming on to pitch for the Marlins is going to be Michael Dunn. 6 wins, 1 loss, no saves, a 3.40 ERA. Dunn will be the second Marlins pitcher. So Loney will lead off, and Dunn can pitch to 3. And the bottom of the 7th, tied at 2, a big game between the Fish and the Mets. Dunn, 6-1, possible error. Loney, 1-5. That is not an error. It's hit to second base. That's hit by Gordon. Loney, not very quick. His base running rating is a 2. The throw to first, they got him 1 out. And that'll be a ground out to second base as a nice play by Gordon to get Loney. And 1 down. Next batter is d'Arnaud. d'Arnaud 1 for 2 with a single. Dunn, he'll go ahead and pitch. Dunn, 6-2, strikeout. The 18 is high. d'Arnaud, 4-1, fly out to right. And Ichiro will get to that. and retire the side. 2 down. Jacob deGrom due to bat, but that will be it for him. Typical Mets game with Jacob deGrom on the mound. He pitches a gem. He gives up only 2 runs, but all you do is score 2 runs. Typical deGrom game for the Mets. And coming on to pinch hit will be Asdrubal Cabrera. 280 average, 23 homers, 62 RBIs. So Cabrera will go up against Michael Dunn here. And the Mets fans here at Citi Field, including Section 518, would like to see a hit. Dunn, 3-2. That's a pitcher result against the switch right. A 1-4 is an out. The 15 is high. Cabrera, 3-2. It's a ground out to second base. And Gordon will get that one as well. And he will toss it over to first to retire the side. 1, 2, 3, go the Mets. Still tied at 2 after 7. Top of the 8th. Adeiny Hechavarria leads off for Miami, and he will lead off. He's 0 for 2. Mets need a pitcher. They got right, and we'll probably see a pinch hitter and a left. And I think they're going to go with a righty here. Let's see who's going to come on to pitch. Coming on to pitch for the Mets is going to be Addison Reed. 4 wins, 2 losses, a save, a 1.97 ERA. Reed will be the second Met pitcher. Top of the 8th, tied at 2. He did give me an answer on. I thought I told you about that, didn't I? Didn't I? I thought I sent you a message stating on that, didn't I? Through the through the Facebook. I swear I know I sent you a message. Or do you want me to tell everybody how it worked? I know I sent a message. Beatles Eternally joins us here at Citi Field. Normally we would say live and let live, but in this case we will say live and let die. Paul McCartney, that counts. The ruling was pretty much, he said, I should have decided to find out where the ball was going, to what I was going to do before I checked the D20. Well, I kind of emailed back and say, yeah, but I see the D20 because I roll it at the same time with the other dice. So it kind of makes it difficult. So if that situation comes up again, I will probably roll a die to decide if, depending on the game situation and the runners, to decide if we already know there'll be an error on a throw, is if the third baseman will throw the ball or if he will just take the force out. That could only happen, though, on rolls 1 to 4 on runners at first and second. 5 to 6, it would automatically have been a throwing error because you can only go second to first. Reed will pitch to Hechavarria. Reed, 1-6. That is a blank. Hechavarria, 5-6. That's a ground out to second base. That'll be handled by Flores. And that is the first out. Pinch hitter coming up from Michael Dunn. He will be, done. And let's see who they bring on to bat. And coming on to pinch hit for the Marlins is going to be Tomas Telis. 308 average, a homer, 4 RBIs. A French player, but I'm going to use him here. We can. And he's a switch hitter. He's a catcher, but the Marlins do have another catcher available. So Tomas Telis will go ahead and pinch hit. Reed, 4-5. Error on a throw. Telis, 3-2. That's a base hit into center field. Telis will go ahead and get the single. There won't be a throwing error, of course. So now a big run on first base, and here is Gordon. Gordon is 1 for 2, a single and a walk. Infield at double play depth. And they will let Gordon swing. Strategy rolls are still active. And that is a 17, and nothing happening there. Reed will pitch to Gordon. Reed sets up. Reed, 6-1. That's at the park. Citi Field, 2-5. And that's smacked into left field, and that's going to be a double. But will it score Telis? Base running rating of 1. Double to left. -2. He has no chance, and he will hold it third. And Gordon goes to second on the double. So now the Marlins got something going on. Second into the ball game for Gordon. And the batter now is Ichiro. Ichiro, 1 for 3. He's got a double. Infield is going to play in with 1 out. No, the hurricane did not affect me at all. We got a little bit of rain, a little bit of wind, we did get some high winds, but nothing compared to what North Florida got. We were pretty much really untouched. Runners at second and third. Reed in some trouble. Strategy roll. Nothing on the 6. Reed will pitch to Ichiro. Fans here at Citi Field hoping for a good pitch. Reed, 1-2, strikeout plus 18. No, that's going to miss. Ichiro, 5-3, and it's a ground ball to short. Talise cannot get the home plate because an infield in his base running ratings automatically a 0. The runners will hold. The throw will go to first, 2 outs. So nobody moves on an infield in. And now it'll be up to Prado to try to bring in the runs. He's 1 for 2, a single and a walk. But yeah, I didn't get touched by the hurricane. And I don't think Kirk ID Jester did either. I think he's fine as well, although he was closer to it than I was. He's in Melbourne. So I don't know. I haven't heard anything from him. Okay, hasn't said anything. He may be out of power, which is possible. But he is the one you really got to ask. He was the guy that actually was in that closer to that hurricane than I was. Talise on at third, Gordon on at second. Reed is, he's tired. And now the question is, do I want Reed to pitch? Reed is tired, and a fatigue result could bring in a couple of runs. That's going to be it for Reed. So the Mets are going to go to the bullpen and yank out Reed and bring in a different pitcher here. And coming in to pitch for the Mets will be Fernando Salas. He started the season with the Los Angeles Angels. He is now on the Mets. 3 wins, 7 losses, 6 saves, a 3.91 ERA. So Salas will now come on to pitch. He is the third Met pitcher. Prado on, runners at second and third. A big-time at bat here for the Marlins. And a big-time at bat for the Mets. Salas sets up, strategy roll, and nothing on the 13. Salas will pitch. Salas, 3-6, strikeout 9. That is too high. Prado, 5-2, and it's a ground ball to third. That'll be handled by Johnson. He's got it, throws to first, and that retires a side. No runs, 2 hits for the Marlins. And the fans here at Citi Field and Section 518 breathe a nice sigh of relief. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Top of the order for the Mets. And it will be Jose Reyes. Marlins need a pitcher. Switch left coming up. Marlins are going to bring on, I think, do they have another lefty here? Let me see. And I don't think they do. So in this case, no. So that means you go with the best. So coming on to pitch for the Marlins is going to be Kyle Barraclough. 6 wins, 3 losses, no saves, a 2.85 ERA. Barraclough is the third Marlins pitcher. Remember, we are in September. Rosters have been extended, so there are now a lot more players on each team. Barraclough will pitch to Reyes. Bottom of the 8th, tied at 2. Barraclough, 3-6, strikeout plus. He'll get Reyes easily. Struck him out. 1 down there. And now the Grandy man. Granderson is 0 for 3. Barraclough, he deals. 5-5, hit by pitch, 9. No, that's going to miss. Granderson, 4-6, and it's a line out right to second base. Gordon puts up his glove, pop, and goes right in there. 2 away. So Granderson goes ahead and hits a line drive right to Gordon. Next batter is Johnson. Johnson is 0 for 3. Here comes the pitch from Barraclough. Barraclough, 6-2, range play. Johnson, 3-5. That's a single in the center field, but it's a range play for Christian Yelich. His range is a 3. That is a 6. He won't get it, and Johnson will get on base. So now a runner at first base for Johnson. And now a very big chance for Jay Bruce. Bruce is 0 for 3. You kind of think he's due. Barraclough will go ahead and pitch to him. Johnson on it first, 2 men down, bottom of the 8th. Can the Mets get a big run here? Strategy. Nothing on the 7. Philip Reynolds joins us here at Citi Field. Good to see you, my good friend. Barraclough will go ahead and pitch. Barraclough, 2-3, strikeout 13. That is high. Bruce, 1-5. If ball is hit to left field, that is a 15, and against the righty, Bruce is going to get it done. He hits a smack triple into left field. Johnson will come all around the way. He will score. Mets take the lead, 3-2. Stadium and Section 518 cheer. Yay! An RBI triple by Jay Bruce. As against the lefty, as a hit to left field, and against the righty, that's a 15, and that drops in the triple rating. And Bruce winds up at third with a big-time triple. And now a chance for Flores. Flores is 0 for 3, and that will be it for Barraclough. He's tired. Marlins will go to the bullpen again. And coming on to pitch for the Marlins is going to be Fernando Rodney. 2 wins, 4 losses, 25 saves, a 3.44 ERA. He is not the closer. Ramos is the closer. So Fernando Rodney will be the 4th Marlins pitcher. 2 outs, but now an insurance run on at third base as Bruce comes through for the Mets. Strategy roll still active, and that is a 2, and Bruce says, I'm going to stay right here. Rodney will go ahead and pitch to Flores. Rodney, 1-5, strikeout 10, that will miss. Flores, 5-1, and it's a fly ball to left field. Francoeur is going to get under that. He will make the catch and retire the side. 1 run on 2 hits, and the Mets have taken a 3-2 lead. But will we see some 9th inning magic? We know Section 518 does not want to see any 9th inning magic. As we go to the top of the 9th, Christian Yelich will lead it off. And he is 0 for 3. Mets will go to the closer. And unfortunately, every time he comes up, I get a little nervous, but this is the guy I got to go to get it done. Coming on to try to close the game will be Jeurys Familia. 3 wins, 4 losses, 51 saves, a 2.55 ERA. Familia will go ahead and try to get the save here in the ball game. Brian Patterson shows up here at Citi Field. So Jeurys Familia, who was excellent in the regular season, but in the postseason, he was just garbage. Familia will pitch to Yelich. Familia will go ahead and pitch. Familia, 3-3, wild pitch, ball 1. Yep, Jay Bruce did deliver an RBI triple. Familia, 2-2, range play. Yelich, 6-3. That's a fly ball to center field. That's hit to Granderson. His range is a 3. That is a 1. He'll go ahead and get it. 1 out. Nice play by the Grandy man. The next batter is Francoeur. And Francoeur is 0 for 3. May see a pinch hitter for him. He's in left field. And I think we will see a pinch hitter from Francoeur, I believe. Let me see here. Let's see. Or do I want to use it for this? Yeah. Francoeur is going to come out of the game Coming on to pinch hit for the Marlins will be JT Realmuto, a 303 average, 11 homers, 48 RBIs. Taking over in left field will be Destin Hood, and he'll take over in left if it goes into the bottom of the ninth. So JT Realmuto will go up against Familia here. A little bit of a hitter. A 303 batting average does make a difference. So timeout on the field here. 3-0 plus 1. It's a little better, but not as good an arm, though. I know I have to range the arm, but I'll do that if I have to. 1 out, top of the ninth inning. 3-2 Mets. Familia will now pitch to Realmuto. Familia, 5-2, strikeout 2. He got him, swing and a miss, struck him out. Familia goes ahead and gets the big strikeout there. And now 2 outs. And now the batter is Chris Johnson, who took over at first base for Scruggs. And we are going to see another pinch hitter as Johnson's going to come out of the game. And coming on to pinch hit for Johnson is going to be Robert Andino, 292 average and an RBI. Miguel Rojas will take over at first base if necessary. So we will make a change there as Johnson will now leave the game. And that will bring up Andino. And now it'll be Rojas coming over, but still got to get it. So timeout for another substitution just in case. So Jeurys Familia will now pitch to Robert Andino. Andino, a much better hitter. Familia will pitch to him. 2 outs, top of the ninth inning. Fans here at Citi Field, section 518 on their feet. All set and ready, cheering on Familia. Here comes the windup. Here comes the pitch. Familia, 2-4, against the righty. That's going to be an out. And it will be a ground ball to short. Getting over there is Jose Reyes. He's got it. Pumps once, pumps twice. Throws to first. That's your game. Mets will go ahead and beat the Marlins tonight. 3-2. Once again, they are tied with the Marlins for second. Stadium in section 518 cheer. Yay! 3 up and 3 down as the Mets will go ahead and get a victory tonight over the Marlins. 3-2. A big RBI triple by Jay Bruce in the bottom of the 8th inning is the difference. And a huge win for the Mets tonight as they will take the victory. And they will go ahead and now be in a tie with the Marlins at least until 10-minute ticker. That is a big win for the Mets as well. That now moves the Mets and the Marlins both to 72 and 62. But more importantly, the Mets are now 4-2 on the board, and the Marlins are 2-2 on the board. So that is big if they tie. Final line score coming up. For the Mets, 3 runs on 7 hits and no errors. For the Marlins, 2 runs on 5 hits and no errors. The winning pitcher is Fernando Salas. He's going to get the win. Kyle Barraclough is going to wind up with the loss. And Jeurys Familia will pick up the save. So definitely a big victory for the Mets. We have a happy recap, as the great Bob Murphy would say. But we, of course, are still not done. 10-minute ticker coming right up. This COVID, I'll tell you. Well, I don't have it, but still, I tell you guys, I worked today. I absolutely worked, and I'll tell you, all I wanted to do was just come back home and go back to sleep. That's all I wanted to do. I was so tired. I was afraid of crashing on my bed tonight when I got home. But the problem was I knew it was a possibility. If I did that, I might fall asleep now and not be up for the game. So I basically forced myself to stay up to make sure I get the game in. I'm a little better now, of course. I'm all excited out and all that stuff, but I'm okay. I'm okay. Just been a rough, was a very, very rough, just not a rough day, just tiring. It is now time for the 10-minute ticker, brought to you by FastScore Baseball. So the Mets get a big win on the Marlins today, and they will get the victory. But let's now begin the 2016 pennant race. We begin with September 1st, White Sox at Minnesota. White Sox 723, and that is 2. Twins 533, and that is 3. And that's a win for the Twins. Of course, the Twins are already eliminated because they're under 500. Padres and the Braves. Padres 923, and that is 3. Braves 1344, and that is 6. And that's a win for the Bravos. Giants and the Cubs in a big interleague series there. Giants 434, and that is 3. Cubs 811, that's 0. And the Cubs will take a rare loss as the Giants will beat them. On to September 2nd, Yankees at Baltimore. The Yankees are in 4th. The Orioles are in 3rd. Yankees 742, that is 4. Orioles 1042, and that is 5. That's a win for the Orioles. The Orioles are still chasing the Blue Jays for 2nd. Miami at Cleveland. The Marlins now got to take on the Indians. The Indians right now a 5.5 game lead on Detroit in the AL Central. Of course, the Marlins, they just lost today, so I really would like the Indians to do me a favor. Marlins 665, and that is 8. Indians 1565, and that is 10. And the Indians will beat the Marlins. Now we'll see if the Mets can take 2nd. Detroit at Kansas City. Tigers 563, and that is 6. Royals 1412, and that's 1. And the Tigers will stay with the Indians back there. Ryan Sullivan joins us here for FastScore Baseball. White Sox and the Twins. White Sox 1224, and that is 3. Twins 941, that is 4, and that's a win for the Twins. Boston at Oakland. The Red Sox have a nice lead in the AL East. Red Sox 1633, and that is 5. Oakland 613, that is 1. That's a win for the Bo Sox. Angels and the Mariners. Angels and the Mariners. The Mariners are 4 wins back of the Rangers. Angels 761, and that is 6. Mariners 26-12, and that's only 3. And the Angels will beat the Mariners. Toronto at Tampa Bay. Well, you're welcome, Mr. Ryan Sullivan. I always shout out everybody that comes into the chat if I don't miss them. Toronto at Tampa Bay. Blue Jays 2 games ahead of Baltimore for 2nd. Toronto 21-25, and that is 5. Rays 954, and that is 6. That's a bad loss for the Jays. Astros and the Rangers. With the Mariners losing, a win here by the Astros ties them for 2nd. Astros 1135, and that is 4. Rangers 1245, and that is 6. And that'll be a win for the Rangers. So they'll get further distance with the Mariners, and the Astros cannot tie in this one. Giants and the Cubs. Giants 353, and that is 4. Cubs 1022, and that is 3. Another win for the Giants over the Cubs. Well, Cubs can't beat the Giants. Cardinals and the Reds. Cardinals not done. The Cardinals are only 2.5 back of Pittsburgh for 2nd as the Cardinals suddenly got hot. Cardinals 954, and that is 6. Reds minus 532, that's 1. And that is a win for the Redbirds. Diamondbacks and the Rockies. Diamondbacks 1946, and that is 7. Rockies 18-22, and that's 4. That will be a win for the D-backs. Padres and the Dodgers. The Dodgers are now 4 wins back of the Giants. Padres 4-24, and that is 2. Dodgers 5-31, and that is also 2. So we got extras there. Padres roll a 3. -1 is 2. Dodgers roll a 4. +0 is 4. The Dodgers will win it in extras. Nationals and the Mets. With the Marlins losing, the Mets have a chance to take second place by a game. But it's against the Nationals in a big series there. Nationals trying to get a little further away to win the NL East. Can the Mets take second? Nationals 4-33, and that is 3. Mets 9-14. Nope, that's 1. And the Nationals will get the win, and the Mets will stay tied with the Marlins. Atlanta and Philadelphia. Braves 8-52, and that is 5. Phillies 12-33, and that is 4. And that is a win for the Bravos. On Milwaukee and Pittsburgh. This is a big series. The Brewers are under 500 right now, but the Pirates are trying to stay ahead of the Cardinals, who suddenly have gotten hot. Milwaukee 5-16, and that is 1. Pirates 4-21, and that is also 1. They're going to have to go to extras. Milwaukee rolls a 4, -2 is 2. Pittsburgh rolls a 3, +0, and that will be a win for the Pirates. They'll stay where they're at, ahead of the Cardinals. On to September 3rd, Yankees and Baltimore. Yankees 5-24, and that is 2. Orioles 8-65, and that is 8. And that's a win for the O's, and they need their O's. Miami at Cleveland. Again, I need the Indians to do me a favor. Marlins 8-24, and that is 3. Indians 6-52, and that is 5. And the Indians will beat the Marlins again. Again, the Mets will have a chance to take second overall. Detroit at Kansas City. Tigers 9-53, and that is 6. Royals 4-62, that is also 6. We have extras. Detroit rolls a 6, +2 is 8. Royals roll a 5, +2 is 7. That will be a victory for the Tigers. Even though the Tigers may not be able to catch the Indians, every victory for Detroit pretty much gets them closer to the postseason. White Sox at Minnesota, because I still don't think they'll catch the Indians. But if you're in the postseason, anything can happen. White Sox 13-15, and that is 2. Twins 16-13, and that is also 2. They will have extras there in a meaningless game. Let's see. White Sox roll a 5, +0. Twins roll a 3, -2 is 1. That will be a win for the Pale Hose. Boston at Oakland. The Red Sox trying to stay ahead of Toronto. They're pretty good. They're in pretty good shape. Red Sox 20-42. That is 7. Oakland 4-13, and that is 0. And the Boston Red Sox continue to stay on top. Angels and the Mariners. Angels 10-61, and that is 7. Mariners 9-56, and that is 6. Another bad loss for the Mariners, losing to the Angels, who are pretty much out of it. Once again, the Astros have a chance to tie the Mariners for second. Toronto at Tampa Bay. Blue Jays 10-22, that is 3. Rays 6-45, and that is 4. Another bad loss for the Blue Jays, as Baltimore will get closer. Houston at Texas. Very big matchup again. The Rangers trying to get further ahead of the Mariners. The Astros trying to tie the Mariners for second. Astros 11-64, that is 8. Rangers 9-34, and that is 4. And that is a win for the Astros, and they are now tied with Seattle for second. Giants and the Cubs. We have these two tomorrow in a big game in the National League. Giants 5-13, that is 1. Cubs 6-22, that is 2. And the Cubs will finally beat the Giants, Cardinals, and the Reds. Cardinals, they're above 500. We may be featuring them in a game shortly. They are going ahead. They are going ahead and trying to catch the Pirates. Cardinals 10-34, and that is 4. Reds 11-34, and that is also 4. They will tie. They will tie. Cardinals roll a 6, -1 is 5. Reds roll a 5, +0 is 5. That is a tie, which means the Reds will win by virtue of home field. Diamondbacks and the Rockies. Diamondbacks 13-65, that is 10. Rockies 18-24, that's 4, and that's a win for the D-backs. Padres and the Dodgers. With the Giants losing, the Dodgers can get a game closer. Padres -261, that is 4. Dodgers 14-21, and believe it or not, that is 3, and the Padres will beat the Dodgers. Now, Washington and the Mets. Once again, the Mets have a chance to go ahead and take over first place. Big game against the Nationals in the NL East. Nationals and Mets. Can the Mets take second? Nationals 2-32. That is 2. Mets 3-53. That is 4. And the Mets at this moment have moved into second place, a game ahead of the Marlins. Atlanta and Philadelphia. Braves 9-43, and that is 5. Phillies 12-23, and that is 3, and that is a win for the Phillies. Milwaukee at Pittsburgh. Once again, now the Cardinals losing. The Pirates a chance to widen the lead against the Cardinals. Milwaukee 5-31, that is 2. Pirates 11-21, and that is also 2. They will go to extras. Milwaukee rolls a 2, -2 is 0. Pittsburgh rolls a 5, +0, and that will be a win for the Pirates. They will widen the lead a little bit over the Cardinals. That is your 10-minute ticker. If your team won tonight, congratulations. If they didn't, there's always tomorrow. Tomorrow will be September 4th. We will be at the friendly confines of Wrigley Field as the San Francisco Giants take on the Chicago Cubs. In a big matchup there, Johnny Cueto will go for the Giants, and John Lackey will go for the Cubs. The Cubs are sitting pretty. They're running away with the National League Central. The Giants trying to hold on to their lead over the Dodgers in the West. A big matchup tomorrow. Giants, Cubs, Cueto, and Lackey. Be there or be square. Brian Patterson, Texag 75, Beatles Eternally, Coruscant, Ryan Sullivan, Bernard Strom, David Vega, Philip Reynolds, Scooney 007, Baseball with the Demos, and Vita Productions, Jeremy Brooks, and of course, Woodman 564. Thank you all for joining me tonight. Please leave a like on your way out to the X-ray machines. Subscribe if you're not done so, and make sure you hit the bell. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay smart, stay strong. We'll see you guys tomorrow night. As the late, great Bob Murphy would say, we have a happy recap as the Mets beat the Marlins tonight 3-2 and have now taken over second in the NL East. Long way to go yet, guys. The 2016 pennant race has only just begun.